I can aggress over here. I don't really see it. So that was what I was seeing in my head. The other thing I was considering is, why don't I just take here first? Bishop takes, I come in this way, and then maybe I develop this knight into this square. It was another consideration I was thinking, but I think this is also bad. So maybe I think another thing I was also considering is maybe I would play my queen here. And I think what I thought was best for my opponent was c5. Maybe c5 here is not so great, but c5 is good considering I want to castle queenside. And maybe I would go e5. But if she plays c5, then I wouldn't go e5. e5 would not be that good of a move. And castling would have become a different idea. Then I would have to play this move, which I did play in the game, right? So if takes now, maybe takes it in here. I think I can consider that. I don't know exactly how good that is. So let's take note of this position. So first of all, we are going to look at if this queen move accompanied with this is a good idea. This is what we'll look at with the engine. We are currently looking at this without the engine. So knight here is a consideration. I think I'm okay here. I may not be better, but I think I'm okay here. My king may have to stay in the center, especially after this. Like, unless I can find a way to trade off the bishop, I think my king would have to be in the center, right? I think my king will have to be in the center. So this is not what happened in the game. So after this, I go this way, and my plan is very simple here. But this move doesn't work. So you see how I prepared it. So I'm looking at this, but the point is I'll need to get here for checkmate, right? If the rook stays here, I would need to get here for checkmate. Now, I imagine the whole position. I need a knight here. I need a bishop or a pawn here to capture this guy. That way, after all the trades are done, I have a knight guarding these two squares, and then my queen lands on this square. That is the idea in my mind. Okay, this is something way into the future. I don't see it. I don't know if I can actually do it based on what my opponent plays. But if I can't do it, that's a very nice idea. And I went through, and this is how I went through with it. So my opponent played a5. When my opponent played a5, I was actually very happy because this move does not deal with anything. It does not help my opponent in any way. If I would recommend anything for my opponent, is that my opponent should have played knight and then e5, or c5 and then develop the knight, right? Creating problems for me on the queen side, or starting something in the center, making my king very vulnerable in the center. This is what I would have recommended for my opponent. So when he played a5, I was completely fine, but I made it seem as though like he had made a very good move because I thought he was listening to me. Again, that's why I was recommending bad moves. Knight to h3, and I just thought like the first thing you want to do is to capture it, right? The first thing I was so uncomfortable with is my opponent capturing it, and I was wondering, do I capture with the pawn or do I capture with the rook and then sidestep to g3? Fortunately, my opponent didn't play this move, so this is something I'll have to consider again. So even though my opponent did not play it, I still have to look at it because it was a move that worried me. So if it's not so good, then I can check with the engine and find out, okay, so if it's good, why does the engine think it's good? Okay, so my opponent does not play it, but it's a move I was considering. He plays b5, which is a move I mentioned. Again, b5 is a very bad move here. It's very slow. If you look at the position very well, my opponent cannot start an attack on the queen side like anytime soon compared to mine, right? And I know it looks like what I'm saying doesn't make any sense, but white is very ready to attack here, right? White is very ready to attack here. For like a very simple thing is if takes, queen takes, I do have bishop here. Of course, then the rook can come in here, which is why you see the essence of my knight coming in this way, right? So yeah. So he plays b5. I jump in with my knight. So you can see that what I'm putting into mind is coming, what I visualized is coming into play. Here the knight comes in here, and again I play bishop here. Remember what I said, I need a bishop or a pawn here. So I played this move because even if my opponent takes and he takes with the knight has to jump somewhere. What I didn't actually account for in my calculation was that the knight would jump here, and I think this is the only good square for the knight to jump into. Right? And I hadn't considered this, so I would have still gone this way. If my opponent took, I would have to take this way, and then if takes, I would take this way. And I think I'm in a bit of a problem here because now my opponent can try and trade off queens. So this is what I did not actually account for. In my mind, in my mind, after this, my opponent would have to go this way, which again you can see is a dumb move, right? Because now takes, and then you take here. This just helps me because if you come in this way, I just have this move. King comes in this way, I can just come in this way. Check here exists, and I win the rook. Okay, the rook there is very bad. Sorry, but that's basically what I was thinking about, like during the game. That's basically what I was thinking about during the game. But if I had seen knight here, maybe I would have changed my mind slightly, right? So this is something I should have been careful of. And I'll have to figure out, what do I do here? Do I simply go this way and allow him to take? Pawn takes this way so that I can weaken this side of the board. Don't forget, like, even if my opponent does this move, I can't castle queen side. Why would I want to castle queen side? For example, I can go takes here. What is it my move? Yeah, let's say he comes in here. I can go takes here. If my opponent takes, I can bring this rook in. I don't know exactly. I'm just making some funny moves here, but check here. My opponent comes in here. I can take, and then I'm planning to come in this way. Or even this way, takes and then bring the queen in. So like, let's say my opponent does something funny like this. I can play this, check. My opponent moves. I can take here, and then I'm planning on this, right? Basically, what I'm looking at in the whole game. Yeah, it's long and convoluted lines, but these are the ways. This is how far you should go in your calculation, but you can build it over time. Right, it's something it's a skill you build up over time. You can see that I'm mentioning things without really analyzing them. Like, I'm mentioning them like I know them already, because yes, I've seen them multiple times, so I know it, and I can talk like I've already analyzed the game. I haven't, but because of my expertise, let me say, in the position, because I've played it quite a number of times, there are some things I know by default, right? But if you are not seeing it as concretely as I am, you still have to take your time and ask yourself, what was I intending to do? You can see how, like, I'm looking at my intentions, what my opponent could have done, so on and so forth. You have to consider these things, right? Consider everything you can possibly do, right? You may miss stuff. That is fine. You will miss stuff. But the fact that you miss something doesn't mean that you are now, like, bad. No, you will miss stuff. When you use the engine, you finally realize, oh, I actually missed this. And that's what makes you also a better chess player. So my opponent here played b4, and now I bring my plan into fruition. Here I did not, like, I don't know why I had not seen that this is actually possible, because this kind of like stops my whole plan. I can go back, but then, like, what have I accomplished? Right, my opponent's king is stiff, like, right? So maybe what I think I should have done was, I didn't want to play this because of the pawn. This one, I mean. But maybe I could have tried this. Again, if my opponent captures with the bishop, this is just completely fine. I win this, right? This is how I would win the position. Because you have to go in this way and then get hit with this. And even here, my opponent could actually play bishop. Bishop takes. Of course, bishop takes doesn't, like, do much as well. Because we can still take, and if takes, we take with check, and this is also a good thing for me. But ultimately, the way my opponent stops this whole shebang is by bringing the queen there. So here, after the sacrifice, I actually think I'm losing. I actually think I'm in a bad position, to be frank, right? Should my opponent just play bishop here or queen here, I think I'm the one losing this position, to be frank. But unfortunately for my opponent, he plays wrongly. And this is why I'm thinking that he's using my analysis, because I'm emphasizing on attacking on the queen side, and he's doing exactly that whilst there's an attack going on his king side. So now I finally take away his defender, and I play this move, and I take here. Very simple idea is to go this way and win the rook, go up and exchange, and that would also be good for me. So eventually the game takes this form, and I calculate this very properly. You have to be sure. Don't just think that your plan works, because here I looked at this, and in case you didn't see it, this is what I was looking at, because he takes with check. If it wasn't that he was taking with check, this would be a different scenario, because now after this, there's no checkmate. Yes, I can win this, and this happens. Oh, actually, wait, there is checkmate. I missed it. So you see, the analysis helps me. Right, I thought that I was cooked here. I thought that if I allowed this, I was losing. But now we see that because of the open rook file here, I could have actually won this. So maybe I played the worst move actually. Yeah, because now you play this. I mean, if my opponent comes in here, again, the same problems present themselves. Pawn push is still coming in. The king cannot really hide away. Very simple and easy position. Now, even if my opponent tries this move, I can still go in this way. Now you can't even take here. Yes, you can take here, but then you're getting hit with an almost checkmate, right? So yes, you don't want to allow this as white. So yes, I missed that as well. And eventually I see a quick way to end the game, and my opponent doesn't see it. And that's how I win the game. So we have certain key points we're going to look at with the engine. So now we go all the way back. So now I used to have, like, what I used to do in the past was that I had a book solely for analyzing chess games. So I would write down the moves. My internet sucks, I know, right? I would write down the moves. And then what was I saying? I would write down the moves, and I would take the points. So like the way we've analyzed right now, I would take the points of interest, and I'll put down the variations or the analysis I was looking at concerning that specific move. And now I'll go all the way back to the beginning of the game, and I would turn on the engine, and now I would start from scratch. Yeah, for those on stream, I'm very sorry. I don't know. It's been happening for the past 2 days now. When I stream, then the internet just disconnects. Again, it's very slow. Again, I don't know how fast it is for the other countries, but for me, it's we peak at 75 megabytes per second, and if we dip and it's stable, it's about 55, but sometimes it can go as low as like 2 megabytes per second, right? So that's very slow. If we could get like very fast, very stable internet, like let's say even 1 gigabyte or 500 megabytes per second, I think I could do more with this stream, trust me. But we are dealing with this the way it is. These disconnections even disturb me in the Olympiad. Okay, second phase. So now we've done everything we need to do without the engine, and now we're going to look at it with the engine and see if our analysis is correct. So first, we're going to look at if our analysis is correct. Okay, so we looked at this. H5. Is my engine on? Yes. Of course, because I have to send this to game review. So let's do that. Let's just send it to game review. I didn't want to see the engine's analysis, so you can understand that. But let's look at game review. Game review is another aspect of analysis. I didn't want us to use that yet, but because I wanted to see the engine's move analysis, that's kind of like why. Okay. So let's wait for this. But at least I hope you're learning something despite the slow internet. Okay. I don't really want to care so much. So we looked here. So first of all, is H4 a decent move? I want analysis. Self-analysis, yeah. H4 is a decent move. It may not be the best move, but since it's a decent move, I don't have a problem with it. And I know the reason for it, right? The point of this is that it is attacking my opponent's fianchetto structure, right? Very clear made ideas. That's what it's doing. Now, another thing for you guys to note, right? The engine here is saying 0.0, right? After my opponent castles, the engine is saying 0.0, which means that the position is equal. Once I play h3, it goes to minus 0.17. This does not mean that black is suddenly better. That's not what it means. Anything on 0 is draw. Like, this is an even position. It becomes concerning when it's like +1, or sorry, -1 +1, or +1.5 -1.5. So this does not mean my opponent is winning, not by a long shot. So don't get over obsessed and be like, the number has dropped, it's a bad move. No, it's a completely fine move, right? So my opponent plays h5, which the engine thinks is far better. c3, I think is good. Again, I did not want to play this move, and I've mentioned the reason why. And now when we look at the engine, realize that the engine doesn't support. No, this is not my move. It's still looking, yeah. So it's saying h5 here. This is all as a result of slow internet. I wanted to show like whether the internet actually considers this move and what it does to the position, right? But again, this is still completely like fine. c3 is completely fine. It expected knight g to f3, so it actually felt this move was good. On a personal level, I did not like this move, and again, my move does not completely make my position bad. I don't like how this makes the position uncomfortable. But we looked at a line, remember? We looked at a line. Okay, it doesn't work here. It doesn't work here. The line we looked at was h3, but here it doesn't work. So if we had gone here, what does the engine think would have been preferred? If we had gone here and our opponent had come in this way, what does the engine think we should have done here? Because I personally, we still play c3 and we castle kingside. I don't like it. I don't like it. It might be fine. Again, it's not that what the engine is saying is wrong, but from a human point of view, right? If I was an engine, I could see why I'm safe. But from a human point of view, allowing certain things seems very suicidal, right? Very suicidal. One of the things I'm looking at is this weakened pawn and the fact that my opponent can at any point in time come in with his knight and possibly like disturb my position somewhere or somehow, right? So let's look at this. What the engine is saying is that we should play this. Our opponent plays c5, which is a move I recommended, and that we should castle kingside. This could be safe. I don't like it. First of all, I don't like how that I am locked in. Like, I don't like the fact that my queen is not free. But then again, now that I look at it, I don't know what my opponent plays here, but let's say, okay, knight to c6, and let's say I come in this way. If he does take, I think I'm completely fine. Yeah, but this game is just evenish. Right? Okay, maybe I still do have my attacking possibilities. I still do have my attacking possibilities. Yeah, and my king does look safe. My king does look safe. So maybe this is not so bad. I was visualizing it differently, but this actually looks fine. So yeah, I can't actually play after h5. I can't actually play knight here. It doesn't look so bad. I don't know why was I so against this move. Let's say here, what would make this move? Okay, c5. Let's say queen comes in. No, castles here and knight here. No, not knight there. Let's look at this. No, I win a pawn, right? I win a pawn, so I don't think that's good. Oh, okay. So we've seen something new. We've learned something new, right? This was not as bad as I thought. I was thinking that it prevents me from like moving my queen, because usually that's what the pin does. But because my knight is here, I can always replace it, and my opponent cannot easily add something else to the position, so it's completely fine. So I can do that in another game. The next thing is, okay, so this is the analysis. The next thing we looked at was here, and we played this move. So it says queen c2 is an inaccuracy, and it would have preferred that we played e4. E4 is a move I mentioned that I would want to play at some point, but I wasn't sure because of the rook coming in here. So it's a move I was thinking about, but I didn't play. Again, but I didn't mention e4 like as an immediate move. I mentioned e4 as a secondary move to queen here. This is where I felt e4 would be a good move. After my queen comes in here is when I thought I should play e4. So yeah, we could have played e4 instantly. Again, let's see, let's confirm. E4, if my opponent takes, I take, and then we go e5. After takes here, with the weakening of the structure, we do have this move. Is one of the things I'm kind of wary about, because now this guy is hanging. Of course, we can always come in here. Oh, knight here might be a move we can play. I don't know. There's so much stuff happening here. But then again, when I look at it, maybe I'm not playing. Of course, I'm not playing the engine's accurate moves. I'm playing what I'm thinking about. Here, my king doesn't look so safe. It doesn't look comfortable for me. Engine might say it's comfortable. So here, what does the engine recommend? Instead of e5, it says what? Bishop takes e2 is not a move here. What move does they recommend here? After I play this move, what's happening to the game review? This is all because of slow internet, so we are not seeing it as well as we should. But it seems like e5 is not that good of a move. I wish it would show me what the best move was. c5 is the move that it wants us to play here. I don't know if I would have seen all that, but it's, again, we are still learning. And the next thing we looked at is whether I'm correct about this. So bishop here is a miss. I should have played a4, kind of slowing down my opponent's assault on this side of the board. But let's see. And exactly what I said, right? This move is a blunder. It's a blunder. Now, another thing you can look at here is it's not so bad, despite the fact that we are sacrificing a piece, sort of, right? It's not so bad. But then I feel this is something that can easily be dismantled by your opponent with a simple move like this, right? It even says knight to b3. Just continuing the attack. It says I should go this way, or my opponent should go this way. So yeah, basically, I don't want this video to be too long. So this is what we are going to, where we are going to put a stop to it. But you see how we analyze it. So it's like there are 3 different phases. You analyze without the engine, you analyze with the engine, then you can analyze with the game review. But if you feel like you're going to struggle so much, you can start with the game review and start with what it thinks is wrong. I think that's the point of the game review, to give you simple, quick analysis you can do. But if you really want to get better at analyzing positions for yourself, this is how you have to do it. You have to do it first without the engine, without the game review. Take notes of the positions, look through the other stuff, and then you can continue from there. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. The stream still continues for a bit. Peace. Are we there? Are we there? Are we there? Guys, are we there? It's like everyone has disappeared. Everyone has disappeared because I disconnected like twice. That's sad. I really wanted to see your opinions. Like okay, Ayana Kuji, you're also on the stream. That's cool. That's cool. Like I really wanted like it to be more interactive, not just me saying stuff, but like maybe the chat would bring up their own ideas. That's kind of like why I wanted to do it on stream. But it's fine. I've already done a video on analyzing games, but I haven't done it in this fashion. So I wanted to try this type of fashion and see if it works. Just to see if I could help people with the analysis. It took me a long time to learn how to analyze games. Like it really took me a long time. I still don't think I'm the best at it. Okay, the best is just throwing it too far. I still don't think I'm good at it, but at least I'm decent enough to know what's happening on the board. I think that's at least how far I've gotten, right? So yeah, let's not play another 15 plus 10. We won, so that's cool. What were we playing? 5 minutes, right? Yeah, so that sucks. It says that there are still people around, but okay. I don't know if my stream is messing me up. Take. Yep. What is this? Let's go this way. Let's go this way. What am I doing? Here. Okay. I mean, this is often done. Don't I think early queen moves are bad? It depends on the opening. When you improve in chess, it's not bad. Scandinavian is not so bad. It goes against all chess principles, but trust me, many openings go against chess principles. I'll try and show you something. When you start chess and you don't really understand it, playing moves like that really hamper your development. And the reason why we say that is basically for development, right? So basically with this, you're going to set a solid structure, and you're not really going to feel the problem of the queen doing its stuff. What? This is a different move. So no, I don't think they are always bad. It depends. It depends on the position. If the position I'm going to play a very bad move here. Let's see if my opponent will oblige. I could have played it here rather. Okay, I wanted to play it here because of this move, but that's fine. I actually want to just weaken my opponent's structure. That's what I'm doing here. One of the funny things about playing chess is that you realize that all of the rules they give us when we start the game of chess, they can be ignored. Okay, I like what he did there. They are not as stoic. Is the word stoic? Like, you don't so much really have to like abide by them. Okay, so Now the rules have changed, and I think I'm in a worse position than my opponent, right? We have bishops of the same color, and my pawns are on dark squares, these 2 pawns. So I have to find a way to get my pawns on the light squares so as to not put myself in a bad position. I hate the fact that I have to allow this, but let's do this. Let's do this. He's going to play pawn push. He doesn't play pawn push. Let's get my king into the position. And you also want to try and avoid moving your pawns too much in these types of games. In these type of in any king and pawn end game, right? Whether the other pieces, like you want to try and really watch how you move, how many times you move your pawn, because that could end you. So yeah, so one of the key things you can try and do here is to keep your pawns on the light squares. That's one of the key things you want to do. Keep your pawns off the same color as your opponent's bishop. I mean, eventually you get on it and all that kind of stuff, but that's the kind of idea you want to keep in mind. Let's go this way. So now this bishop coming in here is going to be a problem for me. I don't know if he's going to go this way. If he does go this way, aha. Okay, so I can play check first. Takes. Takes here. Takes here, takes here. I think that'll be easy. But takes here will be hard. Takes here, he might take this way. Okay. And now let's try and get myself on the light squares. Remember what I said? I want to get myself on the light squares. Ah, and I messed up there. Yeah, I allowed that to happen to me. Okay, that's a mistake I have to live with. Okay, that's a mistake I'll have to live with. Yeah, that's a very big mistake I'd have to live with. Now he's going to bring his king. Yeah. It's a very big mistake. Now, like this, that mistake is actually like something that can lose me this whole game. That's how bad of a mistake that was. Yeah, because now going down 1 pawn is not going to be easy. Even if I do get this move, bishop takes, king comes in here, I take here. Takes. Still doesn't work. Like, it still doesn't work. Let's try. Let's try. He's going to trade, I mean. That 1 pawn is just going to make the position hard. I feel like he gave me a chance there. Okay, we have this. This is not my day. I think that's just bad, right? Oh, that's bad. Yeah, now he's just going to attack this guy. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, I lose. I lose. Yeah, I really messed up there. I really messed up there. Maybe it's not even about that even losing that pawn per se. I think it's about losing that pawn per se, right? But yeah, I think the main issue is actually the central pawn. I don't think it's actually even losing the other pawn. Yeah. Maybe I should have got my king a little bit closer. Or is that what I did? No. Yeah, because I could have gone this way. I could have gone this way. If bishop comes in, actually the bishop can't even come there here. Yeah. So I think I messed up in that game there. Oh boy. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay. Okay. We had a similar game. Strong players always know what to do here. I'm actually trying to buy time. That's why I allowed him to do that. I think maybe I should have defended it, but I just wanted to buy time. The check there doesn't really work. My king is stuck in the middle. The whole point of this opening. Whole point. Again, you get used to these things, right? When you start, it's not so easy to see and it doesn't make much sense. But then eventually you get used to it. Really? I should have played bishop check first. Why did I miss that? Bishop check first would have been completely fine. Yeah, I've given my opponent so much. Give my opponent too much. Queen takes, yeah. Yeah, I gave him too much there. I gave my opponent too much. Gave him too much. Gave him too much. I could have avoided a lot of these things. I gave him too much there. I gave him too much. I'm down a whole piece. Like I completely forgot about the knight there. That's something I gave him too much. Oh boy. Yeah. I gave my opponent too much there. I gave him too much there. I should have just attacked the queen. I don't know why I completely missed out the knight. I should have just attacked the queen. Okay, let's go. Okay. The rook sacrifice? Nope. That wasn't what was bad. You'd be very shocked. Let's go this way. Let's go this way first. Really? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Is he going to let me get what I want? Oh, he didn't know that I saw this. Uh, okay, so now we can put pressure on this guy again. If he wants to trade off rooks, I'll be very happy. The most likely thing is, yeah. There's no need to rush. I can always win this. There's no need to rush capturing it. Oh, that's completely fine by me. That is completely fine. Is he now going to come in there? Yeah. I was wondering if that's what he was going to do. Yep. I'm a little bit too overconfident. I have to take my time a bit. Else I might make like very big mistakes. So I should tone down my overconfidence. Vibing Creamy, good to see you. Actually, welcome back. The internet just kept on disconnecting, so you guys couldn't see the magnificent analysis we were given. Let's stop this guy. Game is not yet over. Not by a long shot. How long? I always give 7 years because I can't really tell you exactly how long it's been. Wait. No. I think I've made a mistake. Yeah. Don't think that's correct. Is there a check? I don't see a check. Okay. I didn't see a check there, so I was completely fine. Yeah, so that is not. I'm hoping my opponent does like. I hope I don't make him. If my opponent allows the exact same line, so that I and Okoji will see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So when they play e6, it makes it very easy for you to play this move. Okay. He doesn't play that. Okay, that's fine. Can he play e5 yet? Let's go this way. Completely fine. Okay. You always have to watch out for bishop on e6 was hanging. Yeah, sometimes it happens to me. Don't worry, it does happen to me. If you follow the stream long enough, you know that I mess up like crazy. It's a wonder I got to 1889. I do mess up like that, right? And sometimes I'm just in a hurry to not spend too much time. So I do that because I lose on so many reasons. So yeah, it does happen. E5 is fine, right? It is the London system. Okay. I could win the pawn. Like, this is not something where I'm trapped, right? So I could. I changed the move order. It depends on what your opponent plays. You don't have to play it in the exact same move order. So like I said, because my opponent comes back, that's why I can play it. E4? I'll be fine. Okay. Maybe this is the route to go. I don't like my position. Is he going to lock me in? If he doesn't lock me in, I'm looking at this. Okay, so he's not trying to lock me in. I mean, he could still switch and still try and lock me in. I mean, but I doubt that's what he's going to do. I doubt that's what he's going to do. What did he do? Knight f8? What? If I go this way, doesn't help me. Let's go this way. I was looking at pawn push. If my opponent takes, sorry, if pawn push, if my opponent takes, I take this way. Pawn push, if my opponent takes, I take with my knight, and then my knight is developing this way, right? Do you think opening theory is important? Definitely. It definitely is important. If you are asking, should you learn opening theory? Yes, you should. And I think opening theory is very basic. You want to develop your pieces, but you should think about openings as not just like theories, but think of openings as there is a kind of position I like, right? And these sets of moves are going to help me get to that specific position that I like, right? So it's not about studying the positions because of your, like Magnus Carlsen plays them. You like to play attacking chess, and this opening leads you to playing an attacking chess game. So that is why you play it, you know? That is how you have to see the opening. I can take here, he can play this. I can jump in here, or I go in this way. I'm defending, I'm attacking the bishop as well. What line do I want to play? I can just win this. Yeah, I think this is better. Because it also stops my opponent from coming in here. Yeah, and the second reason for me wanting to play this. Yeah. Check doesn't really help me. I'm spending too much time. I hate it when I overspend my time. That's Does she really want me to trade, please? So I think moving my knight here would be better. Okay. My opponent should be okay. We should both be careful because it's a knight game here. So we all know how troublesome the knights are. Okay. So this way. It's very obvious what I'm planning. Okay, let's go this way. Okay. It's a check. Ah, I thought I could just take. Okay, that sucks. Takes here. Opponent takes. I can't actually take. Takes a check. You want to play pawn push? Check. Oh, I almost forgot I'm running out of time. I'm trying to win. I could play a subtle line, but I'm trying to win. If I play this, my opponent can check me. Let's go this way. Yeah, so I was saying that think about openings as pathways. I want to get to this position, and this is the best. This is the best thing that leads me to that kind of position I'm looking for. Okay, let's go this way. Wow, time is really what's going to make me lose this game. I get checked there. He's going to just take here. I'm in trouble. I just lose this one. Do I remember a lot of openings as black against e4 or d5? Well, I say steady 4 openings. One for e4, one for d4, one for d5, one for d5. And basically you are set. But I learned for mostly as I learned my openings as d4. I often play d4 openings. So you just need to know 4 openings. 1 e4, 1 d4, 1 d5, 1 d5. And basically the normal ways your opponent can start. So first you start with one opening that leads to a position you like, and you can study the subsequent variations under that opening. Then you learn your next opening. So eventually you see that the positions kind of overlap. So you begin to notice you begin to notice the position, like you begin to notice the transferable ideas within the 2 positions. What my opponent played? I didn't even see it. Okay. 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 Boy. Create the weakness. Create the weakness. He doesn't. At this point, I think I'm trying to force it too much, so I have to slow down. So now you can see the idea I played on the king side, I'm transferring that idea to the queen side. May not really work so well here because of reasons. So I thought the queen coming there would be a problem for him, but he does it anyways. He's looking at this, but I don't think this is that big of a problem for him. Okay, I think I just take it. Okay. So this is to hold this guy. No, it didn't. I'm looking at even this. I was looking at this, but I don't know. Even if I do take here, I'm still losing, right? Need something here. I'm playing very badly right now, but okay, okay. This helps me. Yeah, that move helps me. Actually, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Desperately trying to find the move. Okay, I think this helps me. Yeah, I think it did. I think that move did help me. Yeah, because if you play queen takes, then I win. Yeah, that was actually wrong from my opponent. Yeah, yeah, he messed that big time there. Yeah, he messed that big time there. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but that move actually did help me. I'll explain why it's helped me. You wish I had my confidence. I don't think I'm that confident. If I mean, it's about experience. I would say. I've seen certain things for a very long time, so I don't even calculate everything all the time, but certain things make me like, yeah. So where was it? So here, and then the queen comes in here. That's like the first thing I saw. If the queen comes in here, you might be looking at this, but then if takes, knight takes, having a problem here. So I didn't think that was it. I was thinking it was either here or here. But let me explain how let me explain what I meant here. So the problem is this. If I take here with check, queen takes, I take, I'm losing the knight. The knight is just dead there. The next thing is that if I try to come in here for checkmate, obviously this guy is down. And what was the other option? And I can't move the knight anywhere, right? If I was also thinking here. I was also thinking that I could come in here. But then again, my opponent plays queen takes queen. Sorry, let's check. No, pawn takes, bishop takes, and then no, wait, what? Yeah, pawn takes, bishop takes, and then this. Or even wait. I think it's here. Yeah, and my opponent is still up a piece. So what makes this difference is that now when I play this move, if I play this move and my opponent takes, of course, if he takes here immediately, I just take back and I'm completely fine, right? But now if he takes, sorry, what am I saying? If I take and then I jump in here, he's supposed to take this way. Once he takes this way, now the pawn blocks the queen from the defense and I can play takes here with check. After the king moves, I don't know where. I can still continue the assault with this and I could also just take this. That's what saved me. Why did I sacrifice the rook in the beginning? Why do I sacrifice the rook? So it's a theme. Okay, so as you keep on studying chess, you will notice what we call attacking themes. So let me try and demonstrate the whole theme if I can. I'll have to play sort of bad moves from my opponent. But let's say my opponent plays g6. I play knight here, pawn push, d6. Bishop here. Sorry. Am I correct? Sorry, here. I'm trying to remember the moves. Here, queen comes in here, castles, then we come in this way. Sometimes my opponent play here. You castle queen side. Again, I'm trying to play suboptimal moves for white here so that the idea can work. But of course, d4, these are moves that they consider. But let's say bishop here, h4. I'm trying to explain the idea. So now if I play this move and my opponent takes with the knight, I take this way, he takes this way. Now he has dark square weaknesses, and this, you can't stop this. It's an attacking theme. Okay, for when your opponent has fianchetto this pawn structure. There's nothing your opponent can do here. This game is won. Right? So that's the point. Once the bishop is still staring down your opponent, you want to take, and once the pawn takes, you bring your queen in, and then this is it. But like I mentioned, in this game, that doesn't work, and I explained why. My opponent castled to the queen side, and I tried the extreme idea, but I mentioned that it doesn't work, and I explained why it doesn't work. So you can see there's exact same attacking theme. My opponent has a fianchetto pawn structure. I put the bishop on the same diagonal with the queen, form a bishop-queen battery, and I go h4, h5. The knight takes, you come in here. But the problem which you will notice instantly is the position of the queen. So that's why it works when you castle king side. So the point is this, but then if, let's say this queen did not exist, I have this move, right? Of course, this is some other stuff. And the second thing is that it's a good thing to point out. You realize that the king is also not here, so once I play this move, even if this queen wasn't here, my opponent can just trade off, right? So it's an attacking theme. I didn't play a very good one when I went to the queen side, but what I did see, let me explain it here. What I did see was this castle's move, with the fact that I can increase the number of attackers I have on the position, so I would eventually get an attacking position against my opponent. So that's what I was looking at. So I wanted to, for example, let's say my opponent is playing bad moves. Let's keep on making bad moves on my opponent. But the point is this. Let's just keep making bad moves on my opponent. But the point is, you can see now the engine is understanding the point, because now we can play this move and the infiltration is what works. So this is the sort of idea I was going for. Of course, I would have to deal with whatever it is my opponent is doing. But then eventually I just break through from here. So that's basically where my mind was at. Okay, let's go one more. And we play as black. So, okay, that's fine. So these are like openings you don't often see. I've forgotten there's a name we call them. Is it obscure openings? Yeah, so you don't often prepare for these ones, but I mean, with a decent understanding, you can play this. Okay, so I want central control. My opponent has weakened his position considerably. Does it work? It doesn't work here. It doesn't work here. Okay. Let's go for queenside assault, right? Let's play this move. Really? This guy has some serious balls. Okay, let's not rush. Let's take it slow. I'm eager to start an attack, but let's make it slow. This pawn is... That's a mistake by me. The bishop just takes. Stupid. Yeah. That's a very big mistake by me. The bishop just takes. That's a very dumb mistake by me. I don't know why I forgot that. There's nothing I can do there. Okay. I'm lost. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just lost. I'm just lost. I'm just lost. Ah, boy. Yeah, I'm just lost. I played badly there. Very badly there. When they beat you easily, then they offer a rematch because they think that now I should have taken the rematch and then beating him as white. I went off there. Oh boy, not this type of opening. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We'll do it. We'll do it. G6, I'm expecting. Oh, he doesn't play G6. I like this actually. Okay. Okay. Let's develop towards the center. Okay. We can play this move. I think now he's not. Interesting. Okay. I still have to watch this. Maybe I go this way. I don't know. Pawn takes, pawn takes, pawn takes, knight. I don't know if it works. I don't think it does, but I want to play it. Oh. If he wants my queen, my bishop, I'll give it to him. That's something I'm worried about. If I go here, he has no f4 doesn't really work, right? Because I can just trade off. Queen takes and I take, right? So I think that's it. So I was just utilizing the pin, right? That's what I was doing there. I was utilizing the pin. And now my opponent has to deal with. I wish I could play this move. That's so sad. So I can play this and attack the knight, but I don't know. Play this, attack the knight. Pawn push doesn't work. I can just take the knight for free. What is the end game here? There is no bishop pin. And I still defend this guy. I think that's what I want to do. Okay, but then I can take here. And it's very obvious. Okay, so now we have to win this. We have to find a way to win. If I attack this knight, where can they run to? They can run back. Hopefully I've not messed up something here. Okay, we can threaten the bishop. They can't move. He doesn't allow me. We can play this. Now we are getting closer to the king. I like that. Now pawn push is kind of possible. Okay, so check here. Did I mess up? So I can play check. King takes, I can check again. Am I winning there? Check. Check. He has to play bishop takes. He has to play bishop takes. Woo! Takes here, and now we are threatening this box. Yeah. This is fine. This is fine. This is completely fine. This is completely fine. We can take here first because the king can't come forward. He has to do dally-shilly-shally. I think we take the rook and leave the knight, right? We can definitely take the knight, but I think we take the rook because the knight is... Okay, maybe the knight would have been the much better option. I think I messed up there, yeah. I'm messing up funny positions. Anyways, we'll take it. I have to be very careful because of this knight. Actually, I'm winning already, so there's no point in keeping these guys on the board. I'm already winning, so there's no point. Both sides of the board, I'm winning. You can't defend the both. This is what we call the principle of two weaknesses. Your opponent has so many weaknesses, he can't defend both sides of the board. He just has to resign here. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Look up for the analysis video. It's coming out soon. I am Koji. Thank you for joining. For those of you who subscribed and I didn't see, or those of you who followed and I didn't see, thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking. Dual streaming. So yeah. So you can also join the Discord if you're on Twitch. You can also check out the YouTube. That is it. Thank you guys so much. I'm sure I'm speaking very fast sometimes.